Okay, guys. So this is like, I'm gonna put this where it'll get. Okay, whatever. It's not important. I just wanted it to look real.
It's like it's on a tripod.
So this is the animatic, and if you guys can just crit it and just go with whatever you want. Like the main things I'm interested in. I mean, obviously style.
Have we seen it?
No, this is the full one. This is the full thing. There's some obvious problems in it, but I'm not going to point them out because I want to see what you guys think. I'll full screen it once it starts. There's no sound as well.
Can you slightly tilt it more towards us?
Yeah, well, readjust it. Huh, look, YouTube is now full screen. There you go, guys. You see it?
I can see it.
Try pay attention. It's easy not to pay attention. I do this a lot.
Yeah, that's my favourite. And they're like, oh no.
They're getting closer. It's a stampede.
Save yourself.
The lion roars.
So,
Ooh.
it gets a little bit unclear at the end after the line bit.
Yeah.
When he goes back to being the cat in colour,
Yeah.
he's like not really sure what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like he goes back outside,
Yeah.
and then at the very end there's like a transformation or like a bird's flying or something.
Yeah, I like the way they're coming across at the end.
Basically, what happens at the end is there's a problem because the cat, it's drawn badly. So the cat goes out and it's tracking from the top, and then he goes down and he pounces. He curls up and pounces. Firstly, it doesn't look like a jump. And the second point is when he pounces, I don't want the camera to move. You'll see him pounce off screen, and then in the background you'll hear the bird die. You won't see it, and then when it does pan out again, you're never actually gonna. There's never gonna be a focus on the cat killing the bird. You're just gonna see the cat on the top of something and some feathers around it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work obviously without sound.
I think once the images are a bit more they're drawn a bit more precisely.
Yeah,
I think then you'll know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of them I really like. Some of the slides, other ones I just think you could. Like,
Yeah, all the dream sequence stuff is really good.
Yeah.
You can proper see all the action. And,
Do you think the dream sequence was short? Too short?
and I think it was just long enough.
Do you think it was clear enough it was a dream sequence without you
The way
guys
it
knowing?
faded in, yeah, I think
The fade was bad. Yeah, okay, but carry on.
you could tell it was a dream by the way it faded in. But just
I reckon from a technical standpoint, if you want to make it like more dreamlike, you can like mess with the colours a little bit, like get them like really saturated, or like just use like purples and like.
the sound I think will like if you host the sound slowly fading in
Yeah.
and like make it quite dreamy.
Yeah, I mean one of the things I was contemplating doing is having the cat sits on the windowsill and it goes down, it fades to black. But then as it fades to black, I'd have I'd switch the camera to behind it, and then maybe have the colours of the grass change to oranges and reds, and then have it fade black, and then have them left, and have them do it sort of a morph of some kind. But that's going to eat up valuable time. And I told people I was making it 2 minutes long today, and they just laughed at me. They're like, "You're insane." So, but I mean, a lot of the time in mine isn't particularly complicated. It's a lot of the same cycles. So I don't know if that's the second part. Obviously, it's not communicating. It's not working, is it? It doesn't tell you what's going on.
I find it hard to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you with the first part? How does that interpret?
I think it interprets pretty well. Some of the drawers I think you need to neaten them up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's pretty strict. There's like with the first bit, it's like on the whole you can get what's going on. It's just like I'm not sure about that one. What's that one?
Yeah.
You can.
I think
Usually,
with
like,
sound,
decide
a lot of it
after
will be very.
Yeah, sound is kind of your brain looks to sound for like to clear it up, doesn't it? It's a pain in the ass.
filling the gaps.
I'm not going to be able to do sound. I've got time or the equipment. So,
I think it's all good. Is this how long have you got after this to finish up the presentation? The animation.
well, that's not the animation. That's like like thumbnails. So the actual animation, I've got a few weeks. I mean, essentially, this is here.
I think that's fine for what you got to do tomorrow.
Oh, it's restarting in fucking. Yeah, so essentially that's just kind of like setting up the shots and for how long it'll take for each shot to be completed. And maybe and making sure the palette works together and making sure the sounds work, even though the sounds are there. So, yeah, I mean the big issue I have with it is that second one. That second scene is just far too short. And there needs to be, when the cat walks, it needs to walk for longer. There needs to be more of a pause after he wakes up, because he wakes up and then he's supposed to like be staring, then he's gonna go, like kind of like half-heartedly lick himself, and then notice just kind of off chance, and then kind of just for a little bit.
I think you can afford like time-wise, you can afford to cut out a bit of that. I think if anything, it just makes it. Maybe if the cat's just asleep at the beginning and then he gets woken up by the sound of a bird chirping, and then sees it, because the whole licking thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that slide is one of the clearest slides. I don't think it is.
What, in the beginning?
I think it would be a lot more. I think because the whole thing is about the bird, it getting the bird, just like really trim it down so that you've just got it just sleeping and then it hears a bird and it's like looking, and then as a licking bit, I think it'd be quite hard to get the motion as well. So maybe just cut it out so it's just a lot easier and you've got a lot more time to like focus on like the way the cat actually looks.
Yeah, well, I'll put that down low on the scene hierarchy then, and that way, if it comes to when I get to doing it, I don't have enough time. It's good. Yeah. And do it however. I mean, it's interesting, but the thing, that's what one of the tutors said. Well, the thing I'm actually going for with it is, you know how in funny games, like what I've been wanting to do all along is have something that's got loads of tension in it and so you know something's gonna happen. You're waiting for it to happen all the time, and like that's what I was going for. That's what I am going for, and I think. The thing what I was talking to the tutor about was he was essentially saying that you should make it maybe the bird shouldn't get it, or maybe the cat shouldn't get the bird, or maybe the cat should get the bird and then not know what to do, because essentially the morals of the story is you'd have to try harder or anything like that. Or that's one way to interpret it, and that's.
I think the way the tension is built is in the dream bit, and then at the end when you don't know if it's actually got the bird, it could just be a random feather, but you know.
Yeah.
I think that don't focus so much on tension, focus it on it being like a really. I think because of the whole dream thing and like the moving of the cat, like for me it's much more visual than it is like it's quite a simple story, but I like that it's visual.
Yeah.
And I'd rather it be like a pleasure to watch than something that's really like pretty and do you know what I mean? Yeah, like a really enjoyable thing to watch rather than something that's gonna because it's just a cat with a dream thing. I don't know if it's gonna make. I don't think you've got enough time to build a lot of tension.
Yeah.
I think the tension's already there because it doesn't get the bird. But it's more like, I don't know, because it doesn't get it and there's like slide.
Well, that's it. I think.
I prefer it like as a viewer. Like I don't say do it. I'm not saying do it. I prefer it that you sort of, I don't know, like the cat's quite cute and then there's this lion thing. I don't know. I quite like that it's more.
Prefer it to be more cutesy rather than thing. Yeah, it's yeah.
I don't even know if cute is the word I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you know how I say The Hobbit is a really good story.
Yeah.
Like I mean like that, like a really good story that you just like.
There's something like visually. Visually
really nice. With a dream.
Yeah,
thing,
definitely that's a deal
with
it.
Animate that so nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Like in a lot of them, you've got like the movements and like just in the way that the pictures look implies the movement that you want it to imply.
I mean, I've learned a lot because it's interesting with the dream sequence. I did essentially what I've done on the third scene. I did that with the dream sequence, and then I came back the day after and repainted it, and the repaint turned it into what it is today. And so, like, essentially, what that's missing is it needs another pass. And it's like now I've done it, I can see what I'd do in the second pass, and like I've heard the fourth pass actually. So it's just I've mismanaged my time. But I agree.
I think if you spend a lot of time really like cinching it in, like, and I think you can afford to cut out quite a lot of a lot of it just to really get the movements down.
Yeah, well, that's I'm so glad you're saying that, because the whole point of this, it wasn't to make, like, because some people are trying to make like, oh, funny story about this or that, and I'm not. I just want to make something that looks really beautifully good, but I also want the soundtrack to make it.
I think it needs a really like a nice musical soundtrack.
You think about the Kalimba thing? Do you think the Kalimba would be good?
For the dream thing, yeah. I think that I don't know, for some reason in the bits where it's like when the cats are sleeping, I don't think of it to be any music. I think of it like birds chirping and stuff like that.
Well, what I was
like
thinking
is
like it's like lots of like purring.
That'd be cool, like just a purring.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
dry noises, not wet. Or maybe wet is the right. I can never tell. I'm never actually told. But
So
then I was thinking maybe like as the cat sits something, maybe like it just so maybe I can do it and show you actually. So like, see, we were all imagining like, so we're imagining there's like as the tutor said, like, so you got like, you know, the sound of a passing aeroplane, sort of like maybe kids playing or something, you know, in the distance, the cat goes, and then maybe just like the odd kind of like, I don't know.
I like that idea. I think maybe do that just as it's chasing the bird.
Yeah.
So that there's that little bit, and you know that sound implies like
Yeah.
the possibility of like, or like it implies the chase, and that's how you build up your tension.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get it, and it just the noise just stops, and it's like, and then like
Yeah.
goes back, and then when it's in the dream,
Yeah.
then the noise, like as it's fading in, the noise fades in, but then the kalimba sound is joined by other sounds.
Yeah,
as
exactly,
well,
to get a
and it
full.
sounds really like
to get a.
dreamy and like hazy and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to get the bongos out. I can't find them.
But yeah, I like the idea that it just starts with some chirping and.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the exciting thing for me.
I suppose that's the thing that you've got that's really good, so you don't have to try and like time any of your movements in time with voiceovers.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, the thing that excites me is that like everything you're saying is what I wanted. Is essentially like keep it sparse, make it look good.
It needs to be like a.
You need to get the running the gather.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. You need to get the sound of the wildebeest like being chased. But then
Yeah, I want that
the
to
sound
have
of the lion like padding along.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want at the beginning when it's the panning like, you know, like the crushing grass, and yeah, and this beat just was in the background like, and then this just pan around and up, and then slowly pan into the thing. Feathers float gently into the sky, and the end. And then as the credits go up, I want to have like the cat like going to the line and going. And the line's like swats and falls over.
Have a cat's head just like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, that's really good actually. I might do that. Yeah, what? It's got to be some. I wish it was a lower. There's no lower. I don't know. I need to spend some time doing it. I need to spend the whole day just like roughing out. One of the things I'm gonna do, like I'm gonna go back, do the scenes, make it tighten it up a bit, do a few different soundtracks before I hit production, because I'm not ready to hit production. If I hit production earlier, it's going to be the best product it could be.